Steve Kane Show with...
All right. Welcome to the program. My name is Brian. This is Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Okay. There are two major scandals today that there are complete media blackouts on, but there is one in particular that is one of the biggest political scandals I have ever heard in my entire broadcasting career, and I'm going to break it to you right here and right now. And I just want to do a bit of a disclaimer on this. I may have to go over this story with you twice, maybe even 3 times before it sinks in. It is so sick. It involves the greatest president ever, Donald Trump, by the way, if you're wondering. It is so twisted, so sick, so bizarre that when I first share this story with you, you may not get it because you're going to be so numb at the shock of it. And this is not an exaggeration. And what has me physically ill about this story is that the media are sitting on it. They not only know about this story, they've known about it much longer than I have. I was alerted to this story early this morning. And it is nowhere. And it's not going to be, because the mainstream media, which includes Fox News Channel, are an arm of the uniparty deep state working against the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. Now, a little background before I get to the new part. Now, President Trump in court again with these kangaroo courts. Yesterday, he's in front of the federal judges about the immunity. You know, and this idea in America that by the way, this news story does not involve the Fannie story out of Fulton County. There's a big update on that, which I'll get to later, but this is not about Fannie. That's bad too. But at least that one's getting out there. This idea in America that political opponents will be persecuted, prosecuted, arrested, have their homes broken into, have the closets and personal drawers of first ladies ransacked, having the bathroom even ransacked, having the bedroom of a president's child ransacked. That's the country we're in now. That's what happened at Mar-a-Lago. They were spying on President Trump at Trump Tower, which was more than just his campaign headquarters. It was his home. That's where he was living. He's a Florida resident now, but he was a New York resident then, and that's his home. And they were spying on Trump Tower because he was doing so well in the polls against Hillary that they were fishing for information. They were looking. It was Oppo research. They went to the FISA court, got an illegal warrant, and did it. And I suspect that the Access Hollywood tape, which was a big nothing, but the Access Hollywood tape, that probably came from that. It would not surprise me at all, because they were probably talking about things that may come back that they have to deal with, and they heard about it, and then someone said, oh, Billy Bush, he's the nephew of Jeb. He's the nephew of George W. Bush. Yeah, a grandson of H.W. Bush. He'll work with us. Let's find out exactly when that was. They got the tape and boom. Look what happened. These people will stop at nothing. And what's going on now with these evil doers against President Trump and us. Remember, President Trump says when they're going after him, they're going after us. And he's right about that. The things that they're doing, they're not even doing in secret any longer. You know, during the days of J. Edgar Hoover and all of that, they did not openly do it. People knew and people talked about it. but they did things kind of in a clandestine way behind closed doors, and things would sometimes be rumored about. Now, these forces against President Trump, against the American people in Washington, are so bold, they're not even hiding what they are doing. And that's what's frightening. That's how emboldened they are. And after President Trump wins the Iowa caucus and secures the nomination for sure, when it's a locked-in deal, and we get closer to Inauguration Day, January 2025, the closer we get through all these milestones, these people are going to get worse at everything they're doing because they'll have a more limited time. And a lot of people have been committing all kinds of crimes against President Trump and the American people. And they're pretty confident now because they're in charge. But this time next year, we're going to be approaching the inauguration and things are going to change. And then some of these people could very well be arrested, charged. We'll see mugshots of some of them because they're doing all kinds of crimes. So after the first break, I'm not going to tease around it. After the first break, I'm going to jump right into this news story. So you want to turn your radios up loud for this one, and it will make you sick. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to get right into it after the break. All right? I'm not going to do it right now because we're close to a break, and I don't want to have to stop in the middle of it. I want to be able to go through the whole thing and then break. And I don't have enough time to do that right now. But I will do it after this break. And then I will take your calls. And then I'll get into the Fanny stuff because there's something big with that. But this one here just makes me sick. And I'm not sure what has me most upset. That it happened or that the media are covering up the story. That I'm not sure which part of it has me the most upset. Now, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us, all right? My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 47 years on the radio this year, The Steve Kane Show. We'll take our first break, and then I'll get right into that story after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
All right, hold on.
Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right. Now, guys, today's show, make sure that you like it. Make sure that you take this show and share it on all your socials, all your platforms, and wherever you are, share this show because we're going to get into this after the break. Even if I have to take the next break late, I'm going to get through all of this in the next segment, all right? I gotta be able to get it in one segment without having to break. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. And they're never going to stop. They're never going to leave Trump alone. They never will. And the media are just the worst. The worst. It's the worst. They're the worst.
It's free and easy to sign up, and you'll be supporting the Florida farmers. Visit freshforflorida.com/register. A message from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Are you living
All right, we're back after this. Less than 60 seconds.
Our hormone optimization therapy programs have helped so many people get back to feeling the way they did in their youth. They're full of energy after a long day, reduce their risk of heart disease, sexual vigor and excitement are great, sleeping the way they should without disturbances, and reducing their symptoms of aging. Our all-natural hormone optimization therapy is precise, easy,
Oh my goodness.
and effective from day one. Office visits are usually less than 5 times a year, and the cost is only $150 per month for most patients. Let our medical team get you optimized to living your best life. Our family medical practice has been serving South Florida for over 71 years. Let us show you what personalized medical care and being treated like family.
All right, here we go.
Call us at 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. Or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today. Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. It's Steve Kane Show. Okay, now we had a massive statewide windstorm like I've never seen before. I mean, there were Category 1 winds, Category 1 of a hurricane winds throughout the state of Florida yesterday. Have you seen anything like that without a hurricane? It was crazy, statewide. If you have loose tiles or shingles on your roof, you want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. You know, Tom Laporta will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need a simple repair, he will do it. And replacing those loose shingles and tiles is so important. You new Floridians out there that have not been through hurricanes, the hurricane damage is done in large part when you have loose tiles or loose shingles on your roof. Those hurricane winds, they get under that tile, they get under that shingle, and boom, they rip the roof off. That's why loose shingles and tiles need to be taken care of immediately. And Tom Laporta will, not only does he not sell you a roof you do not need, if you just need a simple repair, he'll do it, and he covers the entire state of Florida. Give him a call. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. He's a good MAGA guy, and he'll take good care of you. And by the way, on any type of roof you have, any type of roofing material you have, and any type of structure, single-family homes, apartment buildings, condos, municipal buildings, commercial properties, office buildings, churches, schools, whatever type of structure you have and whatever type of roofing material you have, Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting can help you. Here's his cell phone number, 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. All right, so I'm going to do this entire story from beginning to end in this segment, even if we have to take the bottom of the hour break late. Okay, I want to get through this. So yesterday, we had the appeals court with Trump. This is NBC News. Judges skeptical of Trump's immunity appeal at court hearing. That's right, federal appeal court judges on Tuesday questioned former President Donald Trump's claim of immunity. Right, you've heard the story. This is an audio clip of ABC Nightly News talking about it. In particular, Judge Pan, you'll hear the clip. She's the one that made the news. Judge Pan. Like Peter Pan. Right? The boy who could fly. Okay? Judge Pan is the one, the audio you've been hearing, I'm going to play it for you now, of her questioning the Trump lawyers on this immunity, asking stupid questions. This is from ABC Nightly News, talking about the Q&A with the judge. Listen. Oh, hold on. Let me rewind it. Hold on.
The prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
Okay, now that's the president's attorney. And then the attorney for the president gets involved in a discussion, a back and forth with Judge Pan.
Authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
Judge Florence Pan immediately challenging that argument.
Could a president sell pardons or sell military secrets? Those are official acts, right? It's an official act to grant a pardon. It's an official act to communicate with a foreign government.
Trump's attorney claiming a president must be impeached and convicted by Congress before he can be charged with a crime.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6.
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
Judge Pan pressing again.
Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
So your answer is no.
The special counsel prosecutor pounced.
What kind of world are we living in if, as I understood my friend on the other side to say here, a president orders his SEAL team to assassinate a political rival and resigns, for example, before an impeachment? Not a criminal act. President sells a pardon, resigns, or is not impeached? Not a crime. I think that is extraordinarily frightening future.
Trump sat there emotionless, often taking notes and passing them to his attorneys. He did not appear to make eye contact with special counsel Jack Smith, who was also in court. But he nodded emphatically at times, and when it was all over, he addressed reporters.
Okay, so Judge Pan is the judge that was asking all these absurd questions about SEAL Team 6 and selling pardons. Yeah, what, like that Mark Rich pardon that Bill Clinton sold? Or arresting and getting mugshots of your political opponents? Or they're like Biden's doing? So now here's Judge Pan is the one who has been all over the news there with that little exchange. Well, here's the big story, and it involves Judge Pan. The entire media are aware of this story in more detail than I am, and they're not sharing it with you. Listen to this. This is insane. This is the judge that asked about the SEAL Team 6 and all this stuff. Listen to this. Judge Florence Pan, one of the judges. Now when I first read this, it's going to take a minute for this to sink in. It really is. I read this 3 or 4 times before it sunk in. Listen, before I could accept it, because this is so insane that this is allowed to happen. Judge Florence Pan, one of the judges on the 3-judge panel hearing oral arguments on Trump's appeal of Judge Chutkan's order denying presidential immunity in the J6 case. Pan, appointed by Joe Biden, is married to Max Stier. Now listen to this. The judge's husband is Max Stier. Judge Pan with her SEAL Team 6 question, right? Judge Pan, appointed by Joe Biden, is married to Max Stier, a Dem Party activist and one of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's chief antagonist. Judge Pan's husband claimed that he observed Kavanaugh engaged in lewd behavior at Yale. Judge Pan's husband reported Brett Kavanaugh to the FBI and the Senate during the Kavanaugh nomination process. Judge Pan's husband was recently featured in a film about Judge Kavanaugh that criticized the FBI's investigation into various claims. The Washington Post in 2021 reports this about Judge Pan. Now again, Judge Pan is the one that was asking about the SEAL Team 6 stuff, right? The Washington Post in 2021 reports this. In one of her first hearings Wednesday, Judge Pan took over the politically sensitive lawsuit brought by 2016 Trump campaign advisor Carter Page against the FBI, Justice Department, and several former officials alleging they unlawfully surveilled and investigated him during the FBI's Russia probe. A D.C. veteran, Judge Pan offered to recuse herself from the case, saying she had been friends with a lawyer for defendant LeeZep Page. LeeZep Page, Peter Strzok's girlfriend. Remember Peter Strzok's girlfriend? She was friends with Peter Strzok's girlfriend, LeeZep Page. This is in the Washington Post. She's described in the Washington Post as a former FBI attorney. Judge Pan said she's known Page's attorney, former Justice Department lawyer Amy Jeffries, for 27 years, attended her wedding, and met LeeZep Page at a party. So she went to the wedding for LeeZep Page, Peter Strzok's girlfriend, Amy Jeffries, right? LeeZep Page, I know this is where it gets complex, but listen to this. We're going to take the break late, guys. Jeffries is married to D.C. District Court Judge Chris Cooper, who was appointed by Obama. Get this. So the judge in yesterday's case, with all her clever SEAL team questions, not only is friends with LeeZep Page, not only did she go to the wedding of LeeZep Page's attorney, so she's really in with LeeZep Page and her attorneys, she went to the wedding, and guess who officiated the wedding, marrying LeeZep Page's attorney to her D.C. federal judge husband. The wedding was officiated by Merrick Garland, the corrupt Attorney General of the United States. The wedding was officiated by Merrick Garland. Although 3 judge panels are supposed to be randomly selected, Judge Pan oddly is seated on an unusually high percentage of consequential political cases. She was on both panels to hear arguments on an appeal related to 1512C2, obstruction of an official proceeding, that's J6 stuff. Judge Pan was the decisive 2-1 judge in both decisions, upholding the Department of Justice's use of the post-Enron statute. Her lead opinion in Fisher versus USA is now under review at the Supreme Court. While Judge Pan admitted the novel use in the J6 cases, more than 300 J6ers slapped with evidence tampering felony for their conduct on January 6th, as is Donald Trump. She nonetheless adopted the broadest reading of the case, which means she's been involved in putting a lot of these J6ers in prison. Judge Pan and Judge Childs, who was on the panel yesterday as well, upheld a judge's non-disclosure order preventing Twitter from notifying Trump about Jack Smith's subpoena of his Twitter data, because they didn't want Trump to know they were looking into his social media. So she's been involved with Jack Smith on surveilling Trump. Judge Pan has been assigned to several panels for appeal filed by J6 defendants. Last week, Judge Pan denied the appeal of Russell Afford, convicted by a D.C. jury of 4 misdemeanors and sentenced by Judge Chunkin to 12 months in prison. This is insane. This judge yesterday is in with LeeZep Page, Peter Strzok's girlfriend, LeeZep Page's attorney. She went to a wedding officiated by Merrick Garland. What is going on here? Why are these connections not being reported? On top of the fact that Judge Chunkin in the D.C. case against Trump was a partner at Hunter Biden's law firm that he worked at. And Burisma was his client, his big client at Chunkin's law firm. So she was Hunter Biden's boss. This is a very small, convenient world, isn't it? The same names keep coming up. How many things is that? That means Peter Strzok has a connection to this yesterday because of the LeeZep Page connection. I'm sure this goes much deeper, and all of the Washington media know about it in detail because they're there and they know all these people. But I should not be the one breaking this news to you. This news should be at the top and bottom of every hour on Fox News, Newsmax, Breitbart, and every place else that reports news. But it's not, and it's likely not going to be. And this Judge Pan is the focus of all the stories from Trump in court yesterday. And that audio of her and the Trump lawyer that I played, that's circulating on every media outlet, yet this business is not. What Trump is up against are evil forces that are beyond our imagination to even comprehend. Now, we're going to take our break for the bottom. I want to hear your thoughts on this. There's more that I'm going to get to after the break. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening. I want to hear your thoughts on this. This is sick. Are you as disgusted as I am? It almost feels hopeless. If it wasn't for Trump, it would be hopeless. Only Trump can go up against this. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created, here's the oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody.
I mean, my gosh, what are your thoughts, guys, on that story? I mean, I'm sick by it. I am just so sick by it. Here we got Peter Strzok and Lisa Page connected again. We're supposed to be able to trust our courts.
And now, a true oldies traffic check, brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
The thing is, we are crash-free right now on I-95 and the Turnpike here in the Palm Beach.
I mean, we're just in uncharted territory in some really twisted ways. I mean, I'm in shock at how incestuous this is. I really am. I've just never, I just can't believe the level of corruption. You know, and they're fearless. Cheryl, thank you for that. We're in Soviet America, yeah. America with a K instead of a C at the end. K-A. William, thank you. I thought the media were a watchdog. They've fallen asleep. Yeah, exactly. Completely insane. Completely insane.
Once again, I listed a show since the mid-'80s. Thanks for introducing me to Dr. Appleton, Brian and Steve. I went in there last week. I had a knee problem. One session, I feel so much better. I brought my mother there yesterday. She has a knee problem on her right side.
Completely insane.
She feels better. It's amazing. For people out there that are dealing with pain, believe me, there is an alternative. Go in there for the free consultation. F-R-E, free. You will lose. The only thing you'll lose is the pain that you're dealing with. Do not suffer. Go in there to see Dr. Appleton. It's the greatest visit of your life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call right now. 954-973-0710.
We'll be back shortly.
954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Open Monday through Saturday. Appointments not necessary. And walk-ins are welcome. 954-973-0710. Brian Craig here with a quote for senior citizens.
This is crazy. Just freaking insane. Hey, well, rewind about 20 minutes and watch that, and you'll I'll recap it later, but if you rewind about 20 minutes, you can watch it, and then rejoin us live. Sure are crazy times. That is some heavy-duty stuff.
The Cohen family started their first health food store in 1972, and ever since have been one of the largest locally owned, family-run health food stores in the area. We carry thousands of supplements like
She goes to weddings with Merrick Garland. I mean, what the heck?
fitness and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Denson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here 7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmine's Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's 626-4377. Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World, Palm Beach Gardens.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
Oh, wow, we got the new rejoin with the 47 years. I like it. Isn't that nice? I knew it was coming because I heard the new music. Oh, man, that's nice. If you're on hold, stand by. Quick recap. Judge Pan and the case yesterday. Let me play the audio. This ABC News. You'll hear the voice of Trump's lawyer. Then the federal judge, Judge Pan, and then you'll hear Jack Smith's water boy.
To authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
Judge Florence Pan immediately challenging that argument.
Could a president sell pardons or sell military secrets? Those are official acts, right? It's an official act to grant a pardon. It's an official act to communicate with a foreign government.
Trump's attorney claiming a president must be impeached and convicted by Congress before he can be charged with a crime.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6.
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
Judge Pan pressing again.
Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
so your answer is no.
The special counsel prosecutor pounced.
Yeah, I bet he did. Pounced or read his part of the pre-planned script. So if you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot. But I'll just to say this, Judge Pan with the SEAL Team 6 questions and all of her arrogance appointed by Joe Biden. She had 2 appointments, one by Obama, then most recently Biden. She's friends with Peter Strzok's girlfriend, LeeZep Page. She went to the wedding of LeeZep Page, Peter Strzok's girlfriend's wedding. The wedding was officiated by corrupt Attorney General Merrick Garland. I mean, it doesn't get more incestuous than this. Are you kidding? Total media blackout. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Nikki. I'm calling from South Carolina.
Hey, Nikki.
Let me tell you something. It's almost like she's projecting what's in the charges against Trump for the January case, and she's casting a spell on... If you get what I'm saying, her word salad makes no sense.
She's describing, in many ways, what Joe Biden has been doing to President Trump, the persecution of a political opponent.
Well, and also what he might have been involved in under the vice presidency.
This is insane because, what has me most upset about this is the complete media blackout on this story. These connections, she should be nowhere near this case.
Well, actually, yeah, because she should recuse herself or do what's right.
Oh, do what's right.
Yeah,
a judge like this, she's on her second appointment. The first was Obama, then Biden promoted her, and next stop, Supreme Court. You do the right thing, you could end up on the Supreme Court. Has there been an Asian woman on the Supreme Court? No? We got that check mark box. So, she fits a check mark. She's not gay or trans, but she's Asian. There hasn't been an Asian woman on the court that I know of. So there you go. So, she's got that on her mind. I mean, her husband reported Kavanaugh to the FBI. Her husband. What the heck? You're telling me this is not relevant in the news? What's up? Why is this not on Fox News?
Well, they're covering it up and trying to things out that may come up when President.
Yeah, and I was watching Fox this morning to see what they had. They talked about the weather, and then they talked about the prostate cancer of the defense secretary. Now, the defense secretary being MIA is certainly a national security issue and important, and should be in the news today. But not your lead. This is the lead. Her husband reported Kavanaugh during the Kavanaugh hearings to the FBI.
I know, and these names are all recirculating. It's like rinse and repeat.
Peter Strzok is connected to everything. He's like Forrest Gump.
Well, here's the thing. Calm down. We see what they're doing. They're trying to confuse all.
Yes.
Taking off subject and bringing up things of the past, names of the past, and I'm wondering if they're on the original thing.
I don't know. They're at a level probably beyond even that. Listen, thank you for your call. I mean, my goodness. Now, since I took that bottom of the hour break late, I'm going to take this one on time. So if you're on hold, stand by. If we don't take this break on time, we'll have a traffic jam for the rest of the show, all right? Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. I want to hear your thoughts on this. 1-888-465-2631. Who are you most disgusted by? The media, the judge? Right now, my immediate disgust and rage is towards the media. This story should be everywhere. It is journalistic malpractice that you're hearing this story from me first. It really is. I mean, hey, listen, everybody wants to be first and have breaking news and all that, but I should not be breaking this story. This story should be household knowledge. This should have been on everyone's iPhone, computer screen, and TV screen last night. All right. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
My goodness. I mean, what the heck? I mean, I've never seen something at this level. Never seen it at this level. This is just a whole nother level of craziness. Make sure you all like the video if you don't mind. We'll be back in just a couple minutes from this break. And if you're new, subscribe. I'll have a new podcast dropping at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, so make sure you don't miss that. Well, thank you, Freedom Soup. I mean, what story today in the news is bigger than this? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, this is the top story of the day. I told you this story was big. It's infuriating. The level of corruption is beyond anything that you could ever imagine.
Justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the...
All right, I told you guys that this was a big story. I mean, it's really tough. I'll recap the story in a little bit. First, though, I want to talk about William Youngerman. William Youngerman has been with us here on the Steve Kane Show for many, many years. He's our gold and precious metals dealer. And I want to talk about why you want to do your purchases from William Youngerman as opposed to all these online places that you see advertised all over television and all over the internet. And these are very important points, okay? First off, these online places you buy the metals from, they mark up the price of the gold, silver, platinum, or whatever metal you're buying from them. They mark it up so far beyond what you should be paying for it. With William Youngerman, you'll be paying the right price. With William Youngerman, you'll get more gold for your money, more silver for your money, more platinum for your money, or anything else you're buying. You'll get more of it for your money than these online places that you see all over television. Also, when you call them, there's a couple things that you really need to consider. First off, you're dealing with a telemarketer, and what they do is they collect your information. And what happens to that information? Well, you end up getting calls for the rest of your life. Okay? You end up getting emails for the rest of your life soliciting you, calling you, emailing you, bugging you, and you'll never get a call from William Youngerman. They'll take your call, but William Youngerman won't be calling you, but that'll happen. The other thing is this, and this is a very important thing when you're dealing with these online places. You're dealing with that telemarketer, right? And what are you doing? You're buying gold, you're buying silver, you're buying platinum, you're buying precious metals, and what are you telling that telemarketer? You're telling them your home address where they're sending the gold, the silver, the platinum, or whatever it is you're overpaying for from them. What are they going to do with that information? Who are they going to give it to? I don't know, but it doesn't sound too smart or safe to give some stranger who's going to do, God only knows what with your information on where they're sending gold, silver, platinum. Oh my goodness. William Youngerman is a family-owned and operated coin shop right here in Boca. You know, William Youngerman's been in business since 1967, and he's been with us here on the Steve Kane Show for over a decade. All right? No matter where you're located, you can do your transactions, both buying and selling, over the phone. I'm going to give you his number. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. weekdays. You'll get more gold for your money with William Youngerman. More silver for your money. More platinum for your money from William Youngerman. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anything William Youngerman sells, he'll buy back from you. Pretty cool, huh? It absolutely is. And by the way, these deals go for whatever type of metals you're into, not just gold, silver, platinum, but if you're specifically into pre-33 gold, you'll get the best deals on pre-33 gold from William Youngerman as well. If you're into collectible coins or old money, you'll get the best deals from William Youngerman. If you're looking for a collectible coin or collectible money, call him. Tell him what you're looking for, all right? He'll get it for you. Here's his number, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. And online, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right? Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. All right, to the phones. I'm not going to recap this story again right now, but I will after the top of the hour from this Judge Pan in this case yesterday. It's just, my eyes and ears are bleeding going over this. I've had a headache since I first heard about this story early this morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian.
Hey, Richie the bus driver. Yes.
Yeah, I listened to the whole case yesterday. I actually was listening to the whole thing. I don't think you should be so upset. You should be proud of what. Forget this media. You always tell them.
It's not just the media. It's the Justice Department and the Washington system.
You're breaking the story, and it's going to go throughout conservative. They can't suppress information anymore. They hate you and people like you and Dan Bongino. All of the conservatives that are letting everyone out there know exactly what's going on. The mainstream media are in Pravda, and they're in the pocket of the Democrats and the communists, whatever you want to call them. They're not Americans anymore. I'll tell you. So. You should feel proud of you breaking the story. I understand you're frustrated, but don't be. It's going to get out there, and the people are going to hear all this crap, and they're going to rebel against it.
Yeah.
Strong.
Well, this judge yesterday. Think about it. Her husband turned Kavanaugh into the FBI during the Kavanaugh hearings. She's friends with Lisa Page, Peter Strzok's girlfriend. She went to the wedding of Peter Strzok's girlfriend's lawyer, and the wedding was officiated by Merrick Garland. I mean, it doesn't get more incestuous than that.
Oh, people out there people that are not from Florida who've never been here, I don't know if they know what a man of war is on the beach.
Oh.
You could see a blue bubble, and the tentacles are all over the sand. 30 feet away, you could get stung by that.
That's right.
You think you're not near it. That's what Washington is, full of tentacles. The incest situation there is unbelievable. They all promote themselves, their families, their friends. That's why they are, the whole thing. Washington has to be dissolved.
Yeah.
Call it.
These cases that have to go to federal court should be going to like federal courts in Alaska, far away from Washington. I mean, my goodness.
Trump knew he wasn't going to get a fair shake there yesterday either. It's going to go to the Supreme Court, and they'll take care of it. And it's Trump, and the Democrats on the Supreme Court will go against Trump. It's going to be a close.
Well, I'm sure that Judge Kavanaugh is no fan of Judge Pan, whose husband turned him into the FBI on some BS nonsense.
But I'm going to make you feel good though this morning, okay? The information I gave you yesterday was spot on. And I'm going to give you just one other thing about what you said yesterday. Sandy Willis received last night a subpoena to go to court on a divorce case from the wife of that attorney.
Boy Toy.
Yeah, Boy Toy. So she's got a subpoena now. She got to spill her guts in court. She can't suppress that information. I would love to be.
Well, the divorce proceedings and everything are still sealed. They haven't unsealed them yet, that I've heard.
Yeah, and she received a subpoena yesterday for court and have to testify. She's a corrupt piece of garbage. They're all corrupt. The whole damn thing is corrupt. I don't think there's an honest Democrat out there. And these morons are going to call you up. He's like this guy from New Jersey, whatever the hell his name is, and they're all trying to, I got you. These people don't care how they're trying to tell you that Trump is corrupt and he's this and that. Don't they see what they're doing to this country? I mean, the border is the worst of all.
Oh.
gone crazy. And nothing surprises me anymore. And like I said, guys like you put this out to everybody. I mean, your YouTube channel is going to explode. Everything is going to explode. It's going to go all over. I guarantee you, other talk show hosts, other conservatives are going to spill their guts on this. They can't hide.
Well, I hope so. I hope you're right. All right, Richie, thank you for your call. Yeah, and everyone, take today's show and share it on all your social media, whatever groups you're in. I mean, this is, I've been doing this for a long time, and I have broken stories before and been involved with some pretty big ones, okay? But this one yesterday, the story I'm sharing this morning, I really think is in the top, maybe if not the number one story and scandal that I've ever broken on the air, it's in the top 3. It's got to be. I'm so angry and upset by it, I'm not even thinking clearly enough to rack my brain for other ones that could equal this. Nothing comes to mind offhand. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Eddie, Fort Lauderdale. Everything Richie was saying, right on, Rich. But here's my fear, though. And so when Trump gets into office, it's already been said that he's going to go on a personal tirade against all.
They call what they call a vendetta is cleaning up corruption. They call that a vendetta.
Absolutely, and your first emotion is like, yeah, right on, don't get them. But they're gonna spin this whole thing around and say the only reason why he's running for the presidency is so he can go on his own personal.
Yeah.
And and take these people out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he should. But yeah, it shouldn't be surprising. Personally, I'm not surprised that this went down this morning. I mean, we hear this news. I mean, it's just another example of
sick,
disgusting. It really is. It's the deep state. It is so nasty.
And I'll tell you another thing. That exchange between the judge, and then the prosecutor came in from Jack Smith. There was coordination. That was a scripted event. That was a pre-planned, scripted exchange for the judge and the prosecutor. Which by the way is criminal as well.
Absolutely. Could you imagine being a fly on the wall in the back rooms and listening to all the garbage that these people are spewing back and forth to each other as to all their angles and how they're going to try to spin this? I mean, absolutely. This is beyond making a movie out of this. It's just incredible to me how this is happening. But like we're saying, Trump's gonna get in it.
Yeah.
Turn around.
All right. Let's hope and pray.
Thanks. I got split.
All right. Take care. Got to split. He's got somewhere to go. See, he's a conservative MAGA guy. He's got to be at work. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Chris from Boca Raton.
Chris in Boca. What's up?
Yeah, I got a point of information to give you. Trump will be on the town hall tonight with Fox at 9 o'clock. And also there's a presidential debate on CNN at 9 o'clock. President Trump will mention what you're saying today. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's very limited time. Hannity's doing it. So, I don't know. He's got a lot to get out and a short time to do it.
But even a minute of it is good. It'll go around. But it's important that people know he will be on that and also a presidential debate, which I will not watch. I'm watching Trump.
Absolutely, I'm watching Trump, yeah.
I just want you to know about that information.
Okay, no, I know. All right, appreciate. Yes, I do. Everybody knows. We'll get to that later. We're here till 9. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. I'll recap this story and then get into the other scandal that's in the news today. This is just a twisted world we're in. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, celebrating 47 years on the radio. It's Wednesday, January 10th. We'll take our break for the top of the hour and be back with your calls and more news after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD.
I mean, tell me in a word, that story about the judge and everything, in a word, describe that story. Like I say just sick, but what one word would you use to describe that story? Sleazy? No. Communist? Disgusting? Disgusting? Incestuous? Yep. Infuriating? Disgusting? Shenanigans? Unsurprising? No, I think that's very surprising. To be that deeply connected with the Strzok connection and everything. Swamp, horror, corrupt, deplorable, bias, satanic, drama, backhanded, moronic, criminal. All those words are accurate. Despicable, incestuous, yeah. Yep. Excellent. Illegal, consistent. Malarkey, yes, that's a good one. Maniacal, yes. You know, I've never seen maniacal written out before. It's the first time I've seen maniacal written out as a word. I've obviously heard the word, but I've never seen anybody actually write it out before. Despicable, catastrophic, treason, corruption, evil, yeah. Collusion, satanic, diabolical, liberal, evil, gross, yeah. Snakes everywhere, yeah. If it was just Democrats, it wouldn't be as difficult, but it's the uniparty, man. It's... Yeah, it's infuriating. I mean, it just is. It really, truly is. All right, now let me get ready for the next segment. Oh my goodness. We'll be back shortly, guys. 35 seconds. I have a clock that times 30 seconds. I have a clock that times me down here. Here we go.
Granger for the one who get it done. On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. I'm going to recap the big story, the lead story of today, and then I'll get into the newer stories. But for people that are just tuning in, I mean, I'm exhausted from that first hour. I must tell you, I feel like I've done 4 hours on the air, not just one. And it's just because I'm so sickened by the story. So just to do a recap before we get into the news stories, and I do want to take your calls on this at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Trump was in court yesterday, this D.C. court, with his immunity motion. One of the judges, Judge Pan, the Asian American lady, Judge Pan got into a bizarre Q&A with the Trump lawyer. All right, here's the story from ABC News. You'll hear the voice of Trump's lawyer, who sounds a little like Bobby Kennedy Jr. Then you'll hear the Biden-Obama-appointed Judge Pan, and then you'll hear Jack Smith's prosecutor. All right, this is ABC News.
Authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
Judge Florence Penn immediately challenging that argument.
Could a president sell pardons or sell military secrets? Those are official acts, right? It's an official act to grant a pardon. It's an official act to communicate with a foreign government.
Trump's attorney claiming a president must be impeached and convicted by Congress before he can be charged with a crime.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6.
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
Judge Pan pressing again.
Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
so your answer is no.
The special counsel prosecutor pounced.
In what kind of world are we living in if, as I understood my friend on the other side to say here, a president orders his SEAL team to assassinate a political rival and resigns, for example, before an impeachment? Not a criminal act. President sells a pardon, resigns, or is not impeached? Not a crime. I think that is extraordinarily frightening future.
Trump sat there emotionless, often taking notes and passing them to his attorneys.
Okay. So, Judge, and you've heard that exchange all over the media. How many times did you hear that in the press yesterday? Now, this is the story, and I those of you that listened first, I apologize for repeating this, but this story is so big, and no one is reporting it. So I'm going to recap it, and then I'll get into the new stuff. But this story is so important. I mean, maybe I should just go over it again and again in complete repeat until 9. It's that big. It needs to be shared with everyone. Judge Florence Pan is her name. She's one of the 3 judges on that panel that heard the immunity motion yesterday by President Trump and his team. But she's the one whose voice you heard. She's the one who's all over the media. Listen to this. Judge Pan was appointed by Joe Biden. Her husband, Max Stier, is a Democrat Party activist and one of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's chief antagonist. Judge Pan's husband claimed that he observed Judge Kavanaugh engaged in lewd behavior at Yale. The judge's husband reported Kavanaugh to the FBI and the Senate during the Kavanaugh hearings. The Washington Post reports this in 2021. So we're back a couple years, Judge Pan. Okay. A lot here. Judge Pan offered to recuse herself from the Carter Page case because she is friends for a lawyer for the defendant, LeeZep Page. Judge Pan has known LeeZep Page's attorney, Amy Jeffress, for 27 years. Judge Pan went to the wedding of LeeZep Page's attorney, and the officiator of the wedding, they didn't have a priest, they didn't have a minister. The marriage was officiated by corrupt Attorney General Merrick Garland. Okay? There's more, but those are the highlights. And she's out there questioning Trump and his team and his legitimacy and coming up with this bizarre argument. Total media blackout. Now, the other story out there that came out yesterday, this one's crazy. Now, yesterday we talked about Fani Willis and her boy toy, right? She hired this outside lawyer, paid him over $650,000 of taxpayer money, right? She took very expensive vacations out to the Caribbean, to Florida, to Napa Valley. We heard all that, to her sex partner. Well, listen to this. And there are invoices and paperwork that verifies all of this. The Daily Mail reports, the prosecutor hired to go after Donald Trump by his alleged district attorney lover, Fani Willis, had 2 meetings with the Biden White House during his investigation, according to court documents reviewed by the Daily Mail. The meetings and calls, which came ahead of Fani Willis's charges filed against President Trump, brings into question repeated denials by the White House that it had any coordination with the Fulton County DA's prosecution of Trump and the others. The Fulton County, Georgia DA, Fani, hired Atlanta attorney Nathan Wade as an anti-corruption special prosecutor to investigate Trump. In a stunning court filing on Monday, Michael Roman, one of the president's co-defendants, alleges Fani Willis was in a personal relationship with Wade, who was paid $654,000 as a special prosecutor assisting her office's probe of Trump. Among the documents reviewed by the Daily Mail were Wade is the boy toy, invoices to Fani Willis's office. The invoices the boy toy sent to Fani Willis's office include a bill for an interview with D.C. White House for 8 hours on November 18, 2022, and another for 8 hours, including conference with White House counsel, Biden's attorney, on May 23, 2022. And since he was billing Fani's office, there were invoices. One of the meetings, he billed them $2,000. The other one was also $2,000 each. The filing was made by Roman, a former Trump campaign official, in a bid to have his charges dismissed. He also claims the ongoing sexual relationship that Fani was having with Wade, citing sources close to both the special prosecutor and Fani Willis. Roman claims the pair were in a relationship. They traveled to Napa Valley, Florida, and even on Caribbean cruises. The bombshell relationship claim caused a storm of reporting on Monday, but Wade's White House meetings detailed in the 127-page document filed by Roman so far have been overlooked by the media. By the way, all of his billing has to be personally approved by Fani. So before Fani brought charges against President Trump and the others in that case, her boy toy lawyer friend that she paid $654,000 to traveled twice to the White House and had private meetings with Biden's attorney at the White House, and we don't know who else at the White House prior. That shows collusion between Biden and Fani Willis in the prosecution of his political rival, Donald Trump. How many crimes have I shared on the program this morning committed by these people in both of these stories? I couldn't even begin to count. What's going on here? Even this story with Fani and this update, while it's being reported a little bit, the details about the meetings, that's not. But I'll tell you this. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution newspaper is doing a lot of investigative reporting on this, and they have a lot of sources in Atlanta, in the Fulton County area. So they're all over this. So Fani's in trouble, okay? The caller earlier, was it Richie, who pointed out that, the boy toy is still married. He's in the middle of a very nasty divorce. Fani Willis, according to Richie, he saw reported that Fani Willis had received a subpoena in that divorce case. Oh boy. That the wife, who's not an ex-wife, the wife of the boy toy has got to be ticked off. She probably didn't get any of that $654,000. She probably wants her cut. And she's also upset that he's sleeping with Fani. So we're going to get a lot of information from that wife Not ex-wife, they're still married. We'll take our first break of this hour. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
Oh, goodness, guys. What a day. I'm so just fuming over these stories. I know you guys are too. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, here we go.
To the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and any...
All right, we're back 19 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll go back to the phones in a moment. I mean, I really do have a headache today from these stories. I'm so disgusted. I mean, my goodness. Now, this weather we had yesterday, was that not weird? And that weather that went through Florida yesterday with those winds, I got to tell you, I've never seen anything like it. Where it was no hurricane or tropical storms. We just had these winds, right? Just had these winds throughout the entire state. Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, it's pretty scary stuff. If you have loose shingles or tiles on your roof, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. You know, Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting covers the entire state of Florida. It's pretty amazing, huh? That's right. He's a good MAGA guy, and he'll never sell you a roof that you do not need, meaning, you know, you got a loose couple of tiles or shingles. If all you need is a simple repair, he'll do it, okay? Pretty amazing. How many guys in that business do you hear say, I'll never sell you a roof you do not need? Tom Laporta does. And you know what? He's the only one I know who says that, frankly. They all want to sell you a new roof, even if you don't need it. Tom Laporta is not that way. He's a good, honest guy. He works on every type of structure there is. HOA apartment buildings, commercial buildings, warehouses, office buildings, churches, municipal buildings, schools, single-family homes. And he also works with every type of roofing material there is. Not just shingle and tile. There's many others. I'm not the roofer, he is, so, and if you don't have one of those, you know what you got. He works with every type of roofing material as well. I'm going to give you his number, and it rings directly to his cell phone. And let me tell you, loose shingles and tiles are not something to let lie. It'll get worse. Not only may you have a leak from that, which causes roof damage and all kinds of things you want to avoid, but when those winds come, and those of you that are new to Florida, you may not be so familiar. When we have a hurricane and they say, Category 1, 75-mile-an-hour winds, when we have lesser storms, rainstorms, it's not a hurricane until it has sustained winds. Sustained winds at whatever speed they need to be for that category of hurricane. But you have gust at hurricane strength wind quite often during these storms. And those gusts get under your tile, get under your shingle, boom, they rip the whole thing off and you're in trouble. Here's Tom Laporta's cell phone. It's 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Carl in Columbus.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, good morning. Hey, Brian, these attorneys on the prosecutor and the judges are totally, it's fraudulent.
They're criminals.
Purposely conflicting, or they're purposely trying to say that a president acting and doing something, anything, is the argument Trump's attorneys are making. Trump's attorneys are talking about official acts, not officials acting.
Correct.
And they're trying to misinterpret what the attorneys on Trump's team are saying.
Mm-hmm.
No one's saying that you can just go murder another politician as president and it's legal. That is not the same. That is not an official act.
Correct.
Committing murder is not an official act.
Correct.
These people are conducting malpractice.
Well, what they're doing is, there's no doubt in my mind that this was not a pre-scripted exchange between this corrupt judge whose husband reported Kavanaugh to the FBI and a bunch of made-up stuff, and Jack Smith's team.
Right. I'd love to see the emails. I mean,
it may not be emails. It just may be, hanging out at the party over the weekend, or at the restaurant having dinner together. Who knows?
Or at the wedding.
Yeah, where Merrick Garland's marrying. Who gets married by Merrick Garland?
Right. I know. And oh God,
it's crazy. Yeah, I was just talking to my cousin from Columbus yesterday. They moved to Delaware, Ohio. Where's that?
About 20 minutes north of Columbus.
Oh, okay. So they're still there. Oh, they're still in Columbus then. I thought it was far away. Oh, I don't remember that when I lived there. Okay, sounds good.
So, but it's really disgusting.
It's sick. It's sick.
My dad was an attorney, and he would never purposely try to misinterpret the verbiage or anything. I mean,
well, what they're involved in, listen, we got Fannie Willis. Her boy toy had 2 meetings that were 8 hours long each at the White House with Biden's attorney and God knows who else, twice, before the charges were brought against Trump and his team. So there's collusion there, okay? I'd love to know who else was in that meeting. And there's White House visitor logs. I'd like to get those visitor logs, And now we have this with this judge in the case yesterday with the Lisa Page connection, the Garland connection, the Peter Strzok connection, the Kavanaugh and the deep state connection. I mean, this is... when I'm telling you guys I have a headache from this, I'm not speaking figuratively. I have a headache and I'm exhausted. This is so upsetting to me.
If Pan felt the need to remove herself, or from the Carter Page case, why wouldn't she do it for this? I mean, this is even more.
Because this is more important. Stopping Trump.
Right.
What the heck? I mean, there's not, and the thing about the whole J6 case, which this was about, Chunkin, the judge in that case, was a partner at Hunter Biden's law firm. Burisma was his client at that law firm, which means not only was she Hunter's boss, she took Burisma money because as a partner, that's equity. So she took money from Burisma, the judge in the J6 case of Trump. I mean, what's going on?
What I just don't understand why all these trials have to be here in D.C. I mean, what?
Because that's where they have their control. If you take all the ones that are connected in this are in the D.C. area, probably some in Virginia, maybe some in New York. But, if you get out to Wyoming, I mean, look what happened in Florida. They thought they were going to do it in Florida, and then a Trump-appointed judge got the documents case here in Florida. So they stick up in D.C. where they're all insiders, and they can control things.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right, Carl, take care. All right, calling from my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
I got the link. I'll share it in a little bit. Yeah, of course. Hey, how's it going? All right. Oh, man. Everything's good. Yeah. Oh, man. I hope this story gets out today. I really do. I don't like being this upset at a story. Anytime you're involved like in a public discussion or debate, you want to not be upset, angry. Guys, make sure you're all subscribed, and make sure you like the video, too, if you don't mind. This is just really a sick story. I'll have to recap it again later in the show. It's so big, it's got to be recapped. I probably should do it every hour. Oh, they're getting exposed. No doubt. They're getting exposed. I know, miserable, bitter door. I know. I hear that from a lot of people. That's why I ask people to make sure they're subscribed. So I appreciate that. Yeah, I could use a nap. I tell you, I'm so exhausted from this. I woke up to this story. And first thing I saw before I got out of bed. Well, we're doing our best, Lisa. That's why take today's show and share it in all your social media platforms. Share it in whatever groups you may be in, your Discord servers, your Reddit threads, your True Social groups, your Twitter X groups, your Facebook groups. Share this program today with as many people as you can, everywhere you can, tagging everybody you know. And I just want people to see it. If you guys could get this video today viral and get people just to see it, and, you know. We're back after this. 18 seconds. Here we go.
6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
Wow, 47 years on the air. I like that. Thanks for the new rejoin. I appreciate that, everyone. All right, welcome back. If you're on hold, stand by. Those of you that are new to the program, I just want to explain a technical thing about the program here. All the calls are screenless. We do not answer the phones. We just put people on hold. We have someone here who could answer the phones. Mike, he's our board op. We take the call screenless. So when you call, all I do is I see the phone and I put you on hold. And sometimes people get confused by that because no one answers the phones, because on every other show there's someone that answers the phones. We do this show screenless by design. So you just get put on hold and I answer it live on the air. All right, let's go. 1-888-GO-KANE1 is the number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chris, I'm in Colorado.
Colorado. What's up?
I was just going to say, that's really disheartening. I mean, a lot of people don't follow it.
What?
It's going on. For the people back from day one, to the FISA courts, to all of that, to the impeachments, to this, it's all bull.
Yes.
Steak.
Yes. Yes.
The difference.
Okay, yes. I think, yeah, I agree with you not. Okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, boy. You know, Colorado. Everything, all the drugs are legal there. You know what I mean? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Yeah, Jay, Jersey.
Hey, Jay in Jersey. How are you?
I'm good. I guess I'm going to go along with the topic that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not open phones today. Open phones is Friday.
I said I'm going along with the topic that you're talking about. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Go along with what you're talking about?
Go ahead.
The topic you're talking about is what happened yesterday in court.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would imagine that the main topic of the fact that someone says they could kill him would be more important than the fact that someone...
Who said that? No. Hold on. The judge in this case, I want you to think about this for a second, okay? What happened, if you're capable of thought, this this case yesterday in this courtroom, I want you guys to think about this. Jack Smith is the prosecutor in the courtroom yesterday. His wife made a documentary about Michelle Obama. Okay? The judge on the panel there, Pam, the Asian American lady, it's in all the audio, I'll play it again later. Her appointed by Biden, again appointed by Obama first, then Biden to different courts. Her husband reported Kavanaugh to the FBI, okay, during the Kavanaugh hearings with some made-up stuff about activities when he was in college, okay. She is friends with Lisa Page's attorney. Lisa Page is Peter Strzok's girlfriend. But not everything's about you. There are people that may not have heard, okay? She went to the wedding, the judge in the case yesterday, on the immunity case, went to the wedding of Peter Strzok's girlfriend's lawyer, and they didn't have a priest, they didn't have a minister perform the wedding. It was a wedding performed by Merrick Garland. Don't you see this incestuous relationship in this kangaroo courtroom yesterday?
Do you feel that that's more important than what everybody's reporting on?
It discredits the court.
A killing is more important than a wedding.
Who killed someone?
He didn't say he killed someone. He said he could kill.
No, we're not talking about hypotheticals. We're talking about what was really going on.
Him a question. His lawyer said.
All right, let me take it away from this for a second. Since you're into let me take it away from this for a second and talk about it in a different way. I am pro. Why are you upset? I'm listening. I am listening to everything you're saying, and I'm responding to what you're saying. Okay, you just don't like the responses. I am a very strong pro-life person, very strongly pro-life. My daughter's adopted, my mother's adopted, and I'm so pro-life that I'm even opposed to the death penalty. All right, I'm opposed to the death penalty. I don't talk about it a lot because I don't concern myself with rapist murderers as much as innocent unborn children, but I am pro-life and opposed to the death penalty. And somebody who tries to take issue with, I've had this come up before, they'll call and say, well, if your wife or daughter were killed, would you want that person to get the death penalty? And absolutely. But would it be appropriate for me to be a judge or a juror on a case that I got a connection to like that? Yes or no? If I have a personal, if someone in my family, all right, is a victim of a crime, and that person that committed the crime is on trial, would it be appropriate for me to be a judge or juror in that case?
We're talking about.
No, we're talking about the same thing. You're just not capable of logical discussion. I'll answer for you because I'll dance with you for half an hour and you won't answer it. No, because I have a personal connection. When you have personal connections to a case, as an attorney, judge, or juror, you're to be recused from that.
Said he could commit murder.
Who said that?
His attorney yesterday. That's what.
No, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
No, he didn't.
All the news things are reporting it.
No.
What you're saying.
No, that's not what the Trump attorney case made. No.
Everybody is playing that video because his lawyer said.
This is what. No, it was the corrupt judge who said that.
No, his lawyer agreed that he could commit murder. That's what happened.
No, he did not agree with that.
God, why are you lying?
Yeah?
Lying.
I'm not.
No. You played.
No, his lawyer did not say that he could commit murder. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Barbara in Baltimore.
Hey, Barbara. Oh, my goodness.
That was low information. That was a moron that just got off this phone because hypothetical. Look it up, you jerk. What that judge did yesterday is what the liberals are so good at doing. They throw BS out as if it were fact. And then you got idiots like the one who just called you, who'll probably call back with some other stupid crap. Like, They throw it out there like it's fact. That was a stupid question. When she said it, I'm like, why the hell is she asking about SEAL Team 6? If he were, could he kill someone? Could he order someone to assassinate rivals? That was just a stupid question. Had nothing to do with what was going on.
And that order, by the way, the president doesn't give direct orders to SEAL Team 6. It has to go through the defense secretary, through a chain of command, and that's an unlawful order. They would not allow it.
The whole purpose of what she said was to do exactly what she said. She gave the stupid...
Well, what do you think about these connections of this judge that I've been exposing this morning? It's sick.
Here's one thing I know for sure. All of it's going to get thrown out. I think we can all take a big sigh of relief, because at the end of all of this, when this is over, Donald Trump is going to be president. He is going to be elected. It's going to happen. And there's going to be some people whose heads are going to roll. Not because he's president, but because now investigations can open up. I can see Matt Whitaker as the AG when Trump gets in.
Oh, wouldn't he be great? That's a great pick.
Absolutely.
I love him.
But the acting AG, I love it. And these people are corrupt. Anyone connected to Lisa Strzok and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page,
crazy
Russia collusion crap. All of them are connected at the hip.
You know, I'm starting to think Peter Strzok is the leader of the secret government. He was connected to the hammers and bleach bit. Got to say that slow. To Hillary Clinton's phones and all that stuff. He's everything between the Clintons and Trump. Peter Strzok is connected to all of it. It's like, maybe it's not Obama. Maybe Peter Strzok's running the country.
Well, I think Obama's running the country.
Oh yeah, you're right about that.
But I think you're absolutely right about Peter. His name has come up how many times?
In everything. Everything. He's the one that got the warrant on Trump Tower from the FISA judge.
Low information people are not following that. They're listening to the crap on MSNBC and CNN and all of that, because I have some of those same people in my family. And I'm telling you what, there's no talking to them.
Yeah.
No talking to them. They won't even, one of them told me I wouldn't be caught dead watching Fox or Newsmax. I said, well, you know what? Because you're not watching them is why you might end up dead, because you don't know what's going on. This is so deep, but...
It is. I mean, this is, and the reason I highlight this is this judge was the lead story on all the news yesterday afternoon and last night with that audio. And this background that I've been sharing this morning, these people in the national media know all about it and have always known about it because they're insiders and they're suppressing this story. I mean, her husband turned Kavanaugh into the FBI during the Kavanaugh hearings for college behavior. I mean, come on.
You're exhausted, Brian, but I'm going to ask you to do this. After you take a nap today, you know how you go on and you do your shorts?
Yeah.
We need to hear you more today on this, because it's not going to be anywhere else.
Well, this will be the focus of my podcast today with my wife. So make sure check out my podcast, because this has got I got to do this just on repeat. I should just in the third hour we should repeat the first hour and but I'm going to recap it again with Steve. It's sick.
Well, it's unbelievable to me that these people take the American public so much for granted. They think that we're so stupid, and they really have made us stupid. We're so dumbed down. And this woman, isn't she Asian?
Asian American.
What's happening to these Asian people when they come over here? You see how much the colleges are indoctrinating even them? I mean, you would think that people that come from those countries and their families come from communism, they wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what her background is. I know she's Asian American, but I don't know, what Asian background she has.
I don't know any Asian country that had total freedom that anybody originally came here from any part of Asia. Where freedom. So that,
Oh, okay. Her parents are immigrants from Taiwan, so that's like China. They're Chinese. She's Chinese American.
So maybe like Michelle Wu up there in Massachusetts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But if you're not tired today, and I mean not just your podcast, I'm thinking you're short. I don't know. I just feel like this needs to be shouted from.
Oh yeah, this is the biggest story ever. All right, I got to run, but thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Professional installation is free. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera. You get a doorbell camera. And even you get a doorbell camera. Call now 833-283-5050 and Sloan will give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with the installation of your Sloan Shield. And wait a minute, that's not all. Sloan is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen fan, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME and you'll get a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's Home Security, the ultimate in home security. Call 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
Exhausted after work with no energy left in the tank to give your family? Are you having a midday crash on a daily basis? Women, are menopause symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and depression making your daily life feel far more difficult than it should? Men, do you feel like you are aging far beyond what you should? Is your sexual life and suffering because of disappointments in the bedroom? Then take action and let our medical team at Lighthouse Medical Center help you stop the symptoms that are holding you back. We use all-natural hormone optimization therapies with precision technology to help solve your problematic symptoms. Our family-owned practice has had the honor of serving our South Florida community for over 71 years. Call us right now and let our medical team get you optimized and feeling the way that you should. Life is too short to be running at less than 100%. You and your family deserve the best version of you. Call us at 754-222-6642 or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today. We take on this Justice Warrior breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. While I'm seeing the sun for the first time, it seems like in weeks here in South Florida. That's what that's why I like bad weather, because it sucks the bad weather with it as it goes, and then you get sunny weather like we have for now, at least outside. I don't know what the rest of the day is, but anyway, welcome back. If you're on hold, stand by. The MyPillow mattress topper is such a life-changing thing. I've been sleeping on the MyPillow mattress toppers for, 3 years now, 2 or 3 years. And I remember the first day that I got it. I remember because I was at the gun show in Palm Beach, and I went home, and the MyPillow mattress topper was on my front porch waiting. And my wife and I, we slept on the MyPillow mattress topper for the first time on a Saturday night. And on the weekends, I wake up early. Before the sun is up, because I've just been on that schedule for so long. And I woke up on Sunday morning and the sun was out. For the first time in years, without my alarm being set, I slept in until after the sun was out in the morning because I slept on that MyPillow mattress topper. It's that amazing. The MyPillow mattress toppers, they come in every mattress size, and they are 40% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. Now, the one I have on my marital bed is the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper. But I've also slept on the 2-inch mattress topper. We got the 2-inch mattress topper from my daughter's house for me. My daughter has a sleeper sofa. And I don't, I'm not into sleeper sofa beds. Are awful. I'd rather sleep on the floor. So we got the MyPillow mattress topper, but because the sleeper sofa folds into the couch, we got the 2-inch one. And I slept on the 2-inch MyPillow mattress topper. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. So you don't have to get the 3-inch. If you get the 2-inch, oh my goodness, it's spectacular. And it's also they're all 40% off at mypillow.com with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code Kane, Kane. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. Once. Twice. All right. You missed your opportunity. All right, you have to try back another time. All right, now, I'm going to apologize for the next soundbite I'm going to play in advance, okay? I am going to play a soundbite from The View. And I don't want and I also want to do a disclaimer. I do not watch The View, ever. If something interesting happens on The View, I'll find out about it online or on Twitter or something, and I'll pull the clip and play it, all right? I do not watch The View. I don't want anybody to think I watch The View, okay? Sometimes people think, why are you watching that? You think I sit around and watch The View? No. This is Whoopi Goldberg yesterday. She's very concerned of President Trump's re-election, and she had a warning out there. Whoopi Goldberg yesterday on The View talking about Trump's second term.
What's interesting for me is that people's faith in the country is waning.
Oh my, jeez. Whoopi Goldberg, again, doesn't she sound like Nipsey Russell? You guys remember Nipsey Russell from The Gong Show? I know a lot of you guys got to remember The Gong Show, Nipsey Russell, the unknown comic and all that. And I like how she talks slow, because if she talks slow, her stupidity, she thinks, sounds more intelligent. The reason she talks slow is because she believes that, which I've known a lot of people in broadcasting like this, the ones that get turned on hearing their voices in their headphones. I'm not talking about you, Al Knight, if you're listening, but anybody in radio has known people that love to hear their voice in their headphones. I just wear my headphones so that I can hear the callers and know my mic's on. You know what I mean? I'm half deaf from wearing headphones for 30 over years, But anyway, but losing your hearing is a good thing when you're married. It can come in handy sometimes. But anyway, she speaks slowly because Whoopi thinks that what she is saying is so important that she's got to say it slow so the whole audience can absorb her, what she thinks is brilliance. I call it stupidity.
What's interesting for me is that people's faith in the country is waning. Yes. That's the thing that's pissing me off. Because, in fact, there's a reason Joe Biden ran the way he did. There's a reason he's running for democracy now, because that's really what's at stake. You worried that you can't pay your bill? Wait till the other guy becomes president, and you won't have to worry about it because you'll be in some camp somewhere, because that's his promise. Is he's going to force people to do his bidding.
Wow. So Nipsey Russell, Whoopi Goldberg here, says she can't say President Trump's name. He's Voldemort. She can't say his name. The president whose name shall not be mentioned. The other guy, she keeps calling him. Okay. Whatever, Whoopi. So pathetic. She said that Donald Trump, if you don't do his bidding, is going to put you in camps. Camps.
Wait till the other guy becomes president, and you won't have to worry about it because you'll be in some camp somewhere. Because that's his promise. His promise to us is he's going to force people to do his bidding.
Now, I watch all the Trump speeches and rallies. When did he promise to put people who disagree with him in camps? What is she talking about?
That's what he said. I'm going to be good on day one, and I'm going to turn into this other person. So here's the deal. This is all up to you. This is all up to you. We can sit up here till we're green in the face. But this really comes down to the people. What is the country you want? Do you want the country that you kind of thought you had, where we all get to say what we think and we don't have to be afraid of being America? and believing that, yeah, there will be people who come in and some will get in quick and some will take a different route, but they're coming here for a reason because they're living in a place that's not good for their families. If you're okay with that, you understand that? Then fight for us to find a better way to make immigration work. Fight for that. Don't fight for keeping everybody out because then we all have to leave.
Okay, fight to make immigration work. Now, Whoopi Goldberg is a member of every union. You know, she has won, I'll forget some of them. Whoopi Goldberg has an Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony, a Grammy, and there's another one. There's a fifth one. Oscar, Emmy, Tony, Grammy. What am I leaving out? Maybe the Golden Globe. Whoopi Goldberg on the set of The View, she's talking about illegals, right? Let them here. Let them here. That's right. How many people are working on the crew of The View that are undocumented illegal aliens? You know how many? 0. You know how I know that? It's in New York, and Whoopi's there. Everyone's a member of one of those unions. She just did an update on The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand. How many people worked on that miniseries that were illegal undocumented aliens? None. 0. Because they're all members of a union. She was just on Star Trek Picard. She had another season of Star Trek Picard last year. No illegals on that either. Let's go back to Ghost. She won the Oscar for Ghost. Or The Color Purple. Color Purple's a good movie. She's a good actress, by the way. She was very good in The Color Purple, I must say. I'm not kidding. Very good. She's a very good actress. On The Color Purple, how many illegals were working on that undocumented? See, people like her, they don't care because their jobs aren't at risk. Their friends' jobs aren't at risk. They're all union shops. There's no one undocumented on the set of The View. Now, if and there are people in these Latin American countries that work on television shows and film sets, and they could operate the cameras and the sound and run the control room and do all the stage handling and do the makeup and everything else on The View. But they're non-union. So they're not going to get on the set of The View. Can't get in the union if you're undocumented. So it's very brave of these liberal do-gooders to support these people coming, sucking not just off the government, but jobs away from people. My poor lawn guy, I gave my lawn guy, gave him a raise. He was in shock. And he's an American, and he only has Americans or those that are legally here on his crew. You know how tough it is for that guy? All the other lawn crews, fresh off the boat, illegal and undocumented. I pay him more than he asks for. Because I know how hard it is. He's got to bid up against these others. And that guy just mows my lawn. I mean, it's a small effort. I mean, but not Whoopi, not Joy, not The View coven. The illegals aren't coming after their jobs. Now, of course, when they need someone to clean their toilets, they don't need to be unionized to do that. Remember when that came up on The View? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Terry from Florida.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I got a question for you, bro.
I learned something about you this morning, by the way. I learned something about you.
What did you learn?
You're a fan of you asked the question, can I... Oh, he's nervous. He's nervous. Yeah, you're nervous. I know something about you. I've only got 30 seconds. Let me tell you what... I'll tell you what I learned about you. You're a fan of Charlemagne. You're a fan of He's so nervous that I know something about his life, that he's in a panic. This is nothing.
Charlemagne.
Oh, yeah. You listen to Charlemagne to God. And the reason I know that is because he did an interview yesterday where he called Trump the Antichrist, just like you do. Unless Charlemagne to God listens to me and here's your calls.
I don't even like him, to be honest with you.
How do you know you don't like him if you don't listen? All right, we're out of time. We'll be back. Third hour next.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown.
Yeah, let me see if I got that clip. Boy, he was terrified that I knew something about him. He was in a panic. Let me see if I can find the...
They come back to me and they say, hey man, you're the one who told us to vote for Joe Biden. You're the one who told us to vote for Kamala Harris. So I care about my listeners and what my listeners think, but I do want to say that I think President Biden historically has been a lack of a better word, a elected official. But Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it.
So you'd vote for Biden again?
I'm not saying either or, but I think since y'all ask answers, because that's what y'all do on CNN. You like to ask answers, like you ask. What I said is you asked is if Donald Trump was black, would he get locked up? You know the answer to that.
But I mean,
right?
I don't know the. So you are going to vote for Joe Biden?
I think it's simple and plain. Like if you Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it. I don't know what to tell people. And I know it sounds. When you say that now in 2024, you've heard it so much because every time there's a Republican candidate. People say, "Oh, it's the end of democracy." He's the end. People go so far as to say, "Oh, he's the Antichrist." Like,
yeah, okay. I'll play it. Yeah, I'll play it coming in. I'll play it when we come back. So either that guy, I forgot his name. Either he listens to Charlemagne the God, or Charlemagne the God listens to us. All right, we're coming back in seconds, guys.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jersey Mike from West Palm Beach.
Hey, Mike.
Let me say something. I went to Jupiter Joe's. He spent an hour and 20 minutes with me in front of his desk going over all of my assets, advising me. But I'll tell you, that man is very thorough, and he really knows what he's talking about. He has given me some really great advice that I hadn't considered prior to that meeting, and I think that's going to help my life up very, very much.
Call Joe Thomas for your free phone consultation and a free copy of his book, The Retirement Know-It-All. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. Online, JupiterJoe.com.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News Update.
Mm. 30 seconds. Here we go.
Steve Kane.
All right. The third hour has begun. We've got a mystery and lots of breaking news. Steve joining us. Hey, Steve.
I'm not sure if I'm joining you or not because my mics are...
I hear you. You sound fine to me. Do you hear me? Earth to sea. Okay. Okay, now I just want to... This is the unimportant part because it's about our last caller. What's his name? I forgot. Do you know his name, Mike? What? Huh? What's his name? I don't know his name. You know the last guy, the Trump Antichrist guy. Now, here's the mystery, okay? Now, he was in a panic because he thought I knew something about him, right? He didn't know what it was, and he went into a panic. But what I said is I heard Charlemagne the God on CNN yesterday. He was attacking Biden. Then he went on to check. This is Charlemagne the God on CNN yesterday talking about Trump.
People say, "Oh, it's the end of democracy." He's the people go so far as to say, "Oh, he's the Antichrist." But this is one of those times where it really, actually, positively is true.
Okay, Charlemagne the God just said that Trump is the Antichrist. So here's the mystery we must that we don't have the answer to, and it's not important to solve. But I'll just throw it out. That that gentleman that called before the top of the hour. Either he listens to Charlemagne the God and took his Antichrist thing and shares it with us on his calls every day, or Charlemagne the God listens to us, Steve, and hears that gentleman's calls and stole it from the caller. I don't know which it is, but if Charlemagne the God is listening, welcome to the program. You'll enjoy it, I promise. All right, so I got a lot of breaking news here, Steve, that I've been covering all morning, and I wanted to recap it. Okay. All right, this to me, I opened the show at 6 with this, and I recapped it at the top of the 7 o'clock hour, and I'm going to do it again because this to me is the biggest story. There's a lot of breaking news today, but this is the breaking lead. This is the most important of all of them. It involves President Trump in his court case yesterday in front of this 3-judge panel with his immunity claim. So let me pull up the audio. And then I'll recap the background of this, which is insane. So I'm sure you've heard the audio, Steve. Everybody else has. The Asian American judge, Judge Pan, like Peter Pan, Judge Pan, the audio of her talking about SEAL Team 6 with the Trump lawyers. Okay, so I'm going to play this exchange. This is from ABC News. You'll first hear President Trump's lawyer, who sounds like Robert Kennedy Jr. Then you'll hear the judge, Judge Pan, and then you'll hear Jack Smith's prosecutor in the courtroom in the story. Okay, those are the three you hear. It's the judge, Judge Pan, that the news is about, and she's the one that asks about SEAL Team 6, etc. Here we go.
To authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
Judge Florence Pan immediately challenging that argument.
Could a president sell pardons or sell military secrets? Those are official acts, right? It's an official act to grant a pardon. It's an official act to communicate with a foreign government.
Trump's attorney claiming a president must be impeached and convicted by Congress before he can be charged with a crime.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6.
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
Judge Pan pressing again.
Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
so your answer is no.
The special counsel prosecutor pounced.
What kind of world are we living in if, as I understood my friend on the other side to say here, a president orders his SEAL team to assassinate a political rival and resigns, for example, before an impeachment? Not a criminal act. President sells a pardon, resigns, or is not impeached? Not a crime. I think that is extraordinarily frightening future.
Trump sat there emotionless, often taking notes and passing them to his attorneys. He did not appear to make eye contact with special counsel Jack Smith, who was also in court.
Okay, so Judge Pan, Florence Pan, she's the one that said, so the president can order SEAL Team 6 to kill a political rival? That's okay with you? He can sell pardons? That's okay with you? And all of this stuff. And then we find out, did you hear any of that audio from yesterday, Steve? It was all over the news. Are you with us?
Yeah, I heard what you just...
Okay, you heard that. That's, just absurd questions. And it's a 3-judge panel. She's one of 3 on the panel. That was in all the news yesterday afternoon and last evening. And it looks like the court is going to rule against President Trump and allow the case to proceed based on the judge's interaction with the Trump lawyers. So then what we find out about that judge is she has connections inside Washington that are so corrupt and deep. She was appointed by Obama and then got reappointed by Biden. Her husband is a Democrat Party activist. His name's Max Stier. This is her husband, Max Stier. I always wonder why women have different last names than their husbands so often. It's typically liberal women have different last names than their husband. Why? I wonder why she's not Judge Stier and is Judge Pan if she's married. What's that about? Maybe I don't know. That's an interesting question, but that's not the scandal. The judge in that case, her husband, Max Stier, is a major activist against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. In fact, he made a claim during the Kavanaugh hearings that Judge Kavanaugh engaged in what he described as lewd behavior while at Yale. And the judge you heard there, actually, her husband reported Judge Kavanaugh to the FBI during the Kavanaugh hearings and also to the Senate. So he was part of this witch hunt of lies against Kavanaugh and reported him to the FBI, which is very, very, very strange. The judge has a lot of other connections I'm not going to go through right now. However, she is friends with Lisa Page's attorney. Lisa Page, if you've forgotten, Lisa Page is the girlfriend of Peter Strzok. Remember Peter Strzok, the FBI? You remember him, Steve? He's the one that got the... Yeah. So she's friends with the lawyer of Peter Strzok's girlfriend. This is the judge yesterday who's, giving Trump's team a hard time, all the SEAL Team 6. She went to the to the wedding of Lisa Page's attorney. By the way, she was marrying, Lisa Page's attorney was marrying another D.C. federal judge that was appointed by Obama. But anyway, Judge Pan from yesterday's Trump case went to the wedding of Peter Strzok's girlfriend's attorney. And who married them together? Who officiated over the wedding? It wasn't a priest. It wasn't a cardinal. It wasn't a bishop. It wasn't a minister. It was corrupt Attorney General Merrick Garland. There's some other things about her too, but this is a judge yesterday that went through all this ridiculous SEAL Team 6 questioning with the Trump team, who's siding with the Justice Department against Trump in this kangaroo case. This is corruption beyond measure. Okay, this is so incestuous what's going on in D.C. against President Trump. The entire media know all this and more, and none of them are reporting it. In fact, I broke the story today on this program when we went live in the 6 o'clock hour, and it's sick to me what President Trump is going up against. I mean, and why is Peter Strzok connected to so much? Everything always goes back to Peter Strzok. I've never seen anything like this. You have any thoughts or outrage or? I don't know. I mean, I don't see how you can. I mean, this is insane. This is insane.
Well, yes, it was insane. I mean, this whole administration, I didn't even know where to start.
Well, and then the other story that came out yesterday is that, and this is, now we were talking about Fani Willis and the sex scandal yesterday, and there's a lot of scandal there and financial problems. But then it also came out yesterday that Fani Willis's boy toy had two, and they were 8 hours long each, had two meetings at the White House. Prior to Trump and those people being charged in Fulton County, Fani Willis sent her boy toy to the White House. He had two meetings that were 8 hours each, 16 hours of meetings, with Biden's attorney, the White House counsel, and God knows who else at the White House. And this is a fact because he billed her $2,000 for those meetings. I don't understand what's going on here. And that proves collusion between Fani Willis and the Biden White House prior to bringing charges against President Trump and Jenna Ellis and all those that have charges brought against them in Fulton County. There is so much scandal that broke yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't even tie into, you didn't even bring up the major story that was circulating yesterday about the Secretary of
defense. Yeah.
That in and of itself is just an incredulous story.
Well, now the thing about that, I've been talking about this all week. It's only Wednesday, but the news has been so upsetting. It seems like the week's been 10 days long. The thing about the defense secretary not reporting to the White House that he was in intensive care with the prostate cancer, everyone's talking about this story, but I don't think that he believes he did anything wrong. And I'm not saying this in a joke. I've been talking about this all week, and this is not a joke. Biden may not have known, and the top people around Biden may not have known that Austin was in intensive care with the prostate. I don't think so. I don't think he did. I bet you, and no one's asked this question of anyone, and I don't think they will. I bet you that they did report that he was in the hospital in intensive care to the real boss, who's not Biden but Obama. I bet Obama knew. And there's all this talk that Obama's really running the White House, right? People have been talking about this a lot the last couple of years, and it comes up more and more often as things go on. I bet you the chain of command bypasses Biden and goes directly to Obama. And I bet you Obama knew he was in the hospital. Now, no one's going to ask this question, and if they do, you're not going to get an honest answer, so we'll never know the answer to this question. But I think that's what happened. I think it's just procedure to inform Obama and not Biden. And I think that's what happened here. I mean, I could be wrong. I'll throw that out to you and the audience. But let's take our first break of the third hour. And these three stories are all huge. The corruption of the judge that I've been talking about all morning. Fannie Willis's boy toy had 16 hours worth of meetings with Biden's White House counsel. And did the defense secretary report his absence to Obama? And he didn't keep it a secret. He just didn't tell the White House because procedure is you report directly to Obama. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Show live on air now. 888-GO-CANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. The prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work.
What do you guys think about my theory of reporting to Obama? Do you think that is crazy, or do you think that could be accurate? What would be your guess, guys? Now, guys, I just pinned a link to the top of the chat. That is the link to Mike, our Board Ops podcast. So if you guys could check that out and follow him on his podcast on whatever platform you would listen to on, that would be awesome. It's pinned right there at the top. It's a Linktree link. So, you know, it's got the multiple links on it.
driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633. Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Listen in the Pump.
Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM. Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM. Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM. And anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. I want to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton. He's my chiropractor. He wants to be your chiropractor too. You know, if you're starting the new year off with aches and pains, you need to go see Dr. Appleton. Now remember, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturdays because Dr. Appleton knows when you're in pain, you need help, you need relief. You know, the laser wave pain system of his, there are no injections, no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. It is 100% painless, and it works. It's rid me of pain 5 times. And unlike drugs, it doesn't just cover up the pain. It actually fixes the damage that's causing the pain. It repairs the damage causing the pain. That's why the pain stops. You know, he rid me of my knee pain almost 2 years ago after 2 treatments with the laser wave pain treatment, and it has not returned. In fact, all 5 times that Dr. Appleton has treated me for pain, not only has he rid me of pain, but the pain has never returned. Give him a call. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. If you missed that number, just go to his website, AppletonChiro.com. Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain. All right, so I don't know, what, you got some theories on the defense secretary?
I'm just going to give you some facts that were floating around yesterday that just don't fit together. It's bizarre. What's the secretary's?
Lloyd Austin.
Lloyd Austin, yeah. He was diagnosed with cancer in December. Okay. What occurred to him? Yeah, all this intrigue that was going on. A lot of it occurred yesterday when it was being released in dribs and drabs. To go from the diagnosis, which is an early stage, to full-blown cancer where you're in deep, deep, deep pain, that takes time.
Yeah.
And the timeline doesn't fit. He was in Bethesda Hospital, correct?
I'm not sure. I think so. I'm not 100%.
Somebody correct me if I'm...
Yeah, that's where Trump went when he had COVID.
Exactly. So he got diagnosed with cancer in December, and nobody's done anything to it. And yesterday we find out about it for the first time, and he's already in. When you're in, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical man. I just play one on television. But it takes a while to get, longer than the 1 month or 2 months.
Yeah.
To get from a diagnosis, which is obviously an early stage, to where they were yesterday. I still don't think the story's out. The real story.
I don't think the cancer is as bad as they're saying, and I'll tell you why.
Say, well, what they did, they didn't give us much, but let's at least go with what they gave us. They said he was taken to the hospital.
Yeah.
With extreme pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's more than a 1 month deal.
Yeah.
We just came through December.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is still have not been candid about his situation.
See, I think that the cancer. So I'm not the severity of the cancer, right? I think it's overblown, so that they don't have to fire him. Because Biden said yesterday, even if he offered a resignation, he wouldn't accept it. So there were. Well, I think what they're doing is making a bigger deal out of how serious his cancer is as a way to, well, you can't fire the guy with cancer. Come on, he's a victim. I think that I just don't buy any of it. And, You know, he.
Can't fire a guy who's black.
Steve, everybody in the government right now is black or trans or something. I mean,
That's true. I hadn't thought of that.
the only white guy in government now is like Biden. But, you know, not only should he be fired, everyone around him in the chain of command who knew and didn't tell the White House should be fired, which would include the new chairman of the Joint Chiefs, who's a real weirdo. Yeah, they all got to go, because the country, if there was an attack, there would have been no way for the military to respond because the chain of command was interrupted.
I mean, it's going to come out. There are
Yeah.
too many people's asses are on the line.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to take the rap for this. When push comes to shove, the people are going to testify under oath. They're going to tell the truth.
what makes you say that?
I wouldn't take the rap.
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't. But we're not dealing with normal people. We're dealing with, you know, Lloyd Austin believes that there's three great threats threatening America. One, MAGA and white supremacy. Two, climate change. And three, his major mission of the military is to promote critical race theory. I mean, he said this. So he's a pretty sick guy, and the cronies around him are just as sick as he is. Not with the cancer, I'm talking about with the liberal disease on their mind. Well, let's take a call and then we'll break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you today?
All right.
Do you remember that old interview? I think we saw it was an old 60 Minutes interview where they're talking to Obama, and he's expressing his ideal situation, and we've been calling the shots down from a bunker to the sitting president.
Yep.
I mean, we have him on his own words saying he'd like to be in that position, and I think we got some validity there.
You know, what I said before the break, I do believe this. I believe the chain of command bypasses Biden and goes to others, and I think he reported it through what their unofficially legal chain of command is, and they're covering up for that. That's why they're not firing him, and they're making, you know, I think they're overblowing the cancer. There's a chain of command that is illegal. Okay, and they don't want us to know about that. He reported it through the proper chain of command, would be my guess. Too many people would know.
Well, apparently even the Assistant Secretary of Defense didn't know where he was.
So, well, yeah.
This is just insane.
But did Barack and Susan Rice know?
I bet they did.
That's exactly right.
Something.
I bet you, yeah.
So the Secretary of Defense is one. He's got to have a answer too, so he's not out there blowing in the wind either. He had to notify somebody. He just doesn't want to say who it is.
Correct. All right. Listen, we got to run for a break, but so I give you the last word. All right. Take care. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center, where luxurious outdoor spaces are created. Here's the Oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Well, the storms passed through last night, and this morning we're about
sell their homes without the hassles and costs of listing with an agent. We're rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau and have over 100 excellent online reviews from our happy sellers. People love working with us, and so will you. Whether you have a damaged fixer-upper home or a beautiful home that doesn't need any repairs, we can buy it. You don't need to clean or fix anything, and there's no commissions or closing costs. If you want to sell your home easily on your terms, call us today for a free offer. 561-570-7070. That's 561-570-7070. 561-570-7070.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Lisa, and my husband and I received our My Pillow 2.0 that we ordered with Kane the other day, the buy one get one free, and they're our first My Pillows, and we love them. We absolutely love them. They're just absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I'm so glad. I got slippers on the way too.
Go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and buy your My Pillow 2.0. Right now, buy one, get one free. You can also order by phone, toll free, 800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years.
Wow, we got the new rejoin, Steve, with the 47 years on the air. I like that. Isn't that nice? Oh, my goodness. Yeah. All right. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take a call or two, then I got some more to share. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Terry. Yeah. The question is any man above the law?
No, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, then Trump's not above the law, right? And besides, I didn't get.
Who said he was above the law?
I didn't get that from that show, like you said.
Oh, everything's about you. Everything's about you.
Craig, I got that from God. God.
Yeah.
Man, only.
When? Excuse me. When God talks to you about Trump?
He talks to me about a lot of stuff.
When is the last time God spoke to you about Trump, and what did he say?
The last thing that God.
No. The last time. When was the last time?
The last time he talked to me all the time.
Well, tell me about the last time. When was the last time?
He told me to say a lot of things about yesterday.
Yesterday, God. Okay.
About Trump going through the same that he's going through. But listen, he talks to me all the time about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that Trump is the Antichrist.
Okay. Yes.
Thing is, there's no man above the law. No man. Okay? Yes. Now, Trump taking his power, and he controlled people. He controlled them to storm the Capitol.
Yeah.
Controlled them to hang Smith.
Yeah. See. This is the problem you have. Okay. Well, if no man's above the law, we only have one rule on this show with callers, only once per day. You violated that rule, so I guess you think you're above the Kane law of radio. But see, here's the thing. You believe that everyone's just like you and your Democrat friends, that they're sheeple, that they do whatever. President Trump didn't do any of the things you accused him of. In fact, he's been acquitted multiple times. But I had a conversation with you in the last hour, so I'm not going to do it again. You're welcome to call tomorrow. It's once per day. Okay, now I want to just share this. This is some crazy things going on. Have you seen this video? If you haven't seen it, you will. It'll be in the news today. In Ecuador, of that TV station getting overthrown by the cartels. Did you see this?
No.
Ecuador is breaking out into a civil war. It was probably caused by our own government to have an excuse to have the border open, right? I mean, that would be my guess. Because now they're talking about the Ecuadorians are making a rush to America for freedom because Ecuador is breaking out into civil war. I don't know how that's our fault. But the drug cartels raided live on the air a TV broadcast, a news station in Ecuador. Now, I played this clip with Whoopi in the beginning. I want to play it again because it fits into this. This is Whoopi Goldberg yesterday. She's talking about Trump, but then at the end she drops something that's relevant to this Ecuador story.
I'm sorry, what's interesting for me is that people's faith in the country is waning. That's the thing that's pissing me off. Because, in fact, There's a reason Joe Biden ran the way he did. There's a reason he's running for democracy now, because that's really what's at stake. You worried that you can't pay your bill? Wait till the other guy becomes president, and you won't have to worry about it because you'll be in some camp somewhere. Because that's his promise. His promise to us is...
Yeah, the only camp she needs to be in is a fat camp to lose some of that weight. But anyway.
Force people to do his bidding. That's what he said. I'm going to be good on day one, and I'm going to turn into this other person. So here's the deal. This is all up to...
Yeah. This is Whoopi Goldberg yesterday.
You know, we joke about the Trump derangement.
Oh, no, it's true.
These people are really mentally removed from reality.
Oh, yeah.
They are sick people.
They're not even high. If they were high, I'd give them an excuse. They're lucid. Now, let me play the rest here, because I'm going to call on Whoopi to live by her words here, to practice what she preaches.
See, we can sit up here till we're green in the face, but this really comes down to the people. What is the country you want? Do you want the country that you kind of thought you had, where we all get to say what we think and we don't have to be afraid of being American? And believing that, yeah, there will be people who come in and some will get in.
Okay, now she's talking about the illegals. Let me play this. This is the part I want to focus on. Her part talking about the illegals.
And some will get in quick, and some will take a different route, but they're coming here for a reason, because they're living in a place that's not good for their families.
Okay, so I'm gonna call on Whoopi Goldberg, and I hope others will join me. Whoopi Goldberg said yesterday that these people that are coming here illegally, they're fleeing oppression, they're coming here for their families. I would like to call on Whoopi Goldberg to employ all those illegal Ecuadorian TV crew people that were run out of their TV station by the cartels to replace her union staff at The View at ABC in New York. I know they don't have union cards, okay? I know they're illegal, but they do have experience in live television broadcast. I saw it. They kept them on the air while they were being raided. They're very good. Let's replace everyone who works behind the scenes at The View with the Ecuadorian television crew that got run off TV yesterday, because we want to help these illegals, and what better place to start than The View, who wants them all to come here. These people are... Practice what you preach, Whoopi. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes. You doing the dishes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Really? Wow, this is like a lady from the 50s. When's the last time you heard a lady doing the dishes?
I have a dishwasher. I just like to wash them by hand.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but anyway, as far as Whoopi, and so I have two comments. As far as the people coming in illegally, people like Whoopi need to be asked, how many people can we take in? We burst at the seams. How many people can we put into the country who are poor before we become a poor country like the country that they say they're trying to get away from?
Yeah, and did you know, this is a crazy thing. Do you know Whoopi, she actually has a huge apartment in New York City, but did you know that she has a mansion in Los Angeles in Southern California? How many illegals could she house in that mansion in Southern California that she's not using while she's on The View? Oh, no. I'm sure anybody's welcome just to walk in and use her toilet at any time and eat from her fridge. Absolutely.
And the other comment is about Biden and Obama. I truly believe Obama is running things behind the scenes. I think Biden is an empty vessel, although I do hold him accountable for what he's doing to destroy the country. There's a video of Obama on YouTube. He made a statement about having a desire. He said he wouldn't mind being behind the scenes with an earpiece in someone's ear as they are the front man.
That's correct.
Things running. So yeah, I think he is running things. And I think what is one of the worst things that has happened to the United States is that our media has become corrupted. I mean, mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
The media, some of the judges, and then we have all.
You think that's a recent development?
It's gotten worse.
Progressively has become worse. Yeah.
It's gotten worse over the years where they've this connection with this judge in the Trump case I was talking about yesterday is insane. It's insane.
So what can be done? I don't know what the solutions are. They have the media. It's almost like we're in an election.
Yeah.
and our hope that the public.
Yeah. But I tell you, you're a very wise woman. You actually do dishes by hand, and you're not embarrassed by it. You know, those ladies. When's the last time you think Whoopi or Joy Behar did the dishes?
Right.
I was doing the dishes this morning before I left the house. I didn't want to leave my wife with dirty dishes. That's right. Listen, we got to run for the break. But thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. She said, "All hands on deck. We got to turn out." She said, "That's the sentence." All right, we'll take our break. And by the way, I'll tell you after the break. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian. Steve's here. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on the Steve.
All right, we are back. Nobody knows what I'm laughing at except me, Steve. I made myself laugh. All right, it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking today?
Metals looking firm still, holding nicely above the support level of around 2020 on gold. Yesterday we saw gold close up $1.90 at $2,028.80. Silver lost 14 cents, closing at $22.94. Platinum was down $16 at $930, and palladium was down $17 at $962. This morning, gold up another $1.20. That's at $2,030 the ounce. Silver down 4 cents at $22.90. Platinum losing $4 at $926, and palladium up $16 at $978 the ounce. So the market's very stable, somewhat quiet trading right now, and much thinner trading parameters that we've seen for a while. So the metals, gold mostly trading in a $10 to $15 price range, and that's giving us some time to accumulate more metal.
Absolutely, and with premiums balancing out to normal, like pre-COVID levels, there's really, it's been a long time since there's been such good deals on the metals as there are today. I wanted to ask you about silver. Are 10-ounce silver bars a great buy right now?
Yes, they are. 10-ounce bars are very affordable right now, and we have a nice amount of them in stock. And the premiums, like I said, have gone down dramatically on all of this, so it makes it very affordable to stack up some nice 10-ounce silver bars.
Yeah, and the thing about, I have friends that are really into silver bars. They call themselves stackers, stackers. And the silver 10-ounce bars are so awesome because they stack so well, and they're easy to store, and they fit everywhere, and they're really good deal. All right, listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. You can give him a call or stop in. His number toll free, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. His website is williamyoungerman.com. If you missed the number or need the address is 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And I want to mention, I just realized the countdown, it may seem far off, but it's not too soon. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. And can you tell people quickly, William Youngerman, some of the great things you have that make great Valentine's Day gifts?
Yeah, we have great looking pieces of jewelry that are very affordable. We even have sterling silver jewelry at very reasonable prices that make very affordable gifts and very beautiful mementos of a great day to celebrate. So, but you have to ask us. You have to tell us you're a Steve Kane listener to see our jewelry, and we'll be happy to show you some nice items.
Absolutely. And the before Valentine's Day you buy, the better selection you'll have, because you know how guys are. They're all going to go in at the last. So go in early, and you're going to be blown away, because the prices on the jewelry at William Youngerman's are really about the price of the metals. So you get a good deal. Again, the number is 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. Back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. Very busy phones today with all the breaking news. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465 2631. I want to just mention before we go back to the phones, we had in Florida yesterday what I think is some of the most bizarre weather ever. This windstorm that crossed the entire Florida peninsula yesterday with like 75-mile-an-hour winds. I've never seen, maybe it's happened before and I've forgotten, but I don't remember having a windstorm like we had yesterday with winds that strong without a hurricane or tropical storm. It's very unusual. And if you have loose shingles or tiles on your roof, you want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Tom Laporta, who will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you need a simple repair, he'll do it. Covers the entire state of Florida. So no matter where you are in Florida, Tom Laporta can help. And not only that, he works on every type of roofing material and every type of structure. Single-family homes, apartment buildings, condos, municipal buildings, schools, churches, warehouses, whatever type of structure and whatever type of roofing material, he works with it. And another thing about it is, and this is in particular for those that are new to Florida, okay, because you don't know about the hurricanes and the winds in Florida and everything else. The biggest danger, in my view, I mean, people may disagree, but in my view, the biggest danger during a hurricane is having a loose shingle or tile on your roof, because when you have those winds come in, what the winds are looking for is an entryway into your home, and most often they find it with a loose shingle or a loose tile. A little bit of wind gets under that shingle or that tile, and boom, that's it. It rips the whole roof off. So a loose shingle or a loose tile isn't just cosmetic. It's about the safety of your home during a storm. So call Tom Laporta. He's a good MAGA guy, and the number we give you, that I'm going to give you right now, rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. 954-604-4602. Remember, he covers the whole state of Florida. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com. You want to go back to the phone, Steve? They're pretty busy. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Ashland, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Steve. This Judge Pan, this hearing the other day.
It's insane.
Pan, what's her name?
Pan, like Peter Pan.
Okay, Peter Pan. The analogy or her hypothetical about SEAL Team 6, my answer to her would have been SEAL Team 6 loves Trump and would never follow an illegal order from Biden. And I would have said the Secretary of Defense has been in the hospital. He wouldn't have been around to take the order anyway. And it's I'd like to say I was surprised by all this stuff, Brian, but it was more shock. When you laid it out this morning.
Oh, my goodness. It's insane.
This crime. I mean, I know there's all kinds of corruption. Our federal government has turned itself into a criminal crime cartel. But to have it all laid out and to see the insidious, the blatantness of the whole thing, it's just like they think that the voters of America, they think that we're all idiots. How do they get away?
Well, what's most frightening about it to me is this. And by the way, if you missed the first hour of this program, you got to go back and listen to it, guys. When I recapped it every hour, but in the first hour I got into even more detail. This is what's most frightening to me about it. The government's always been this way, maybe not to this extreme, but they used to do these scandalous things in secret. It was all clandestine operations. Now they do it out in the open. And Woodward and Bernstein are not investigative journalists. They were fed information by the deep state. We now know this to be a fact. But they came up with this whole thing and made the movie and Deep Throat and the ribbon and the flag on the porch and the parking garage and all this crap. It's all made up, but now they don't do the production. They just do it out in the open. And just the connection her husband has with the Kavanaugh and the FBI is enough for her to be recused.
Yeah, it's so disconcerting, but I mean, it's just all the more power to we the people, American first, to everybody. We just have to get out and vote
and pray.
And the J6 people. I mean, all the stuff that's going on.
And let me tell you, where are the apologies from the media who were attacking our great First Lady Melania for not being in the Christmas photograph at Mar-a-Lago? Her mother just passed away. She was in the hospital with her dying mother, and they're on there reporting that she was having marital trouble with Trump and wouldn't appear in the Christmas photo with the family. I mean, come on. They are. They're filth. Yeah, yes, just right. Yeah, they are. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, this is Carla from Ohio, and there is a
Mm.
we're calling.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but I know what you're talking about, and I don't want to say what they said, and I can't play the audio. But the media were caught on a hot mic saying things about Trump that they should be arrested for. If those same media people were having that conversation about Biden, they'd be in jail this morning. Okay? Do you know about this story, Steve? I'll tell you about it off the air. It's so bad we can't talk about it on the air. But those who know what I'm referencing know. Yes. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Steve from Chicago.
Hey, Chicago.
So I just wanted to let you know that guy that's saying that Trump is the Antichrist. Well, I wish Trump's poll numbers would be as high as the Antichrist, because the Bible says the Antichrist is going to be loved by everybody, like much more than this guy. The Antichrist is not going to be hated when rise.
Yeah.
And so obviously this guy doesn't know anything about the Bible.
Obviously, listen, he's obviously, that caller's a mental patient. I mean, come on. I mean, give me a break. I'm not saying, and I don't want you to think I say that because he said God talks. God talks to all of us if you're listening. I'm not suggesting that. But the guy calls every day with this Antichrist thing, okay? And come on, he's got a weird thing like that. He's probably one of the Black Israelites.
But there's also everybody uses the Antichrist for every popular figure. Oh, he's the Antichrist.
Or Hitler. Hitler and the Antichrist, yes.
Yeah, it's been the same since the beginning of time. Since the Bible was written.
Yeah. Well, what's appreciated, what's causing this this outbreak. We've had an outbreak of Trump derangement syndrome hitting liberals around America lately, and it's the poll numbers. Ron DeSantis yesterday, oh my goodness. He had 2 big flubs yesterday. Okay, I'll just tell you about them because one of them's visual, the other one's the audio. I don't have it queued up, but you guys can look this one up. He gave the State of the State yesterday. Did you see this? Yeah, I was shocked. He did it from Tallahassee. I thought he was going to do the State of the State from Iowa. But I was expecting it because when I heard he was doing it, I was wondering, was it going to be in Iowa? But he had, no one picked up on this but me. I mean, and maybe I'm just paranoid because he betrayed us and I don't like him, maybe. But he was introduced and then he came up to speak. He was at he was in the chamber up in Tallahassee. And he got there and he says, "Where's all my stuff?" He's been gone from Florida for so long that all of his stuff, they moved out. It wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like his own personal, I couldn't believe, I was, nobody picked up on that but me. Yeah, I know. It was crazy. Where's my stuff? And he said it right into the mic. Where's all my stuff? Where'd it go? I couldn't believe. I was like, oh my God. They didn't think he was coming back because he, Then there's a video, and you guys can look that up. It's all over. I'm sure I retweeted Brian Craig Show on Twitter. I'm sure I retweeted that. This next thing is a complete visual, and I did retweet this 100%, so you guys can see this on my Twitter. He did a staged, it's not a photo op because it's a video. He did a staged video op in front of the governor's mansion. And his little boy is playing in the driveway in front of the governor's mansion, and DeSantis is walking in, right? He's wearing those high heel boots. And if you go and watch the video, his son is riding like a big wheel or whatever the kids ride today. I had a big wheel and a green machine. I don't know what he was riding one of those things. And DeSantis walks by, look just at the ankles and above on the boots. He can't walk in them. They're so flimsy. They're going side to side. He can hardly walk in the boots. He's still wearing the high heel boots. And he did it for this video op yesterday in front of the governor's mansion. Go check it out. It wasn't a good day for Ron DeSantis yesterday. But at least he came back to Florida for a couple hours to do that State of the State address. And I'll tell you, the State of the State is we got a lot of problems. Florida's things are going really bad in Florida right now. We got a huge homeless crisis. There's a huge crime wave. You saw that they had a huge crime thing that happened down in Miami last week. The thing about they were blaming an alien, and it was local gangs with like bats, and sticks that were involved in some violent event down on Bayside. And it was a weird thing because I almost went down the Bayside the other day. I was going to ride my MAGA scooter down to Miami Beach. And now I'm not because there's dangerous crimes and gangs are running it. That's Ron DeSantis' Florida, right? I mean, crime's up, homelessness is up, and there's all kinds of other problems. Now, listen, today's show is one of the most important shows we've done. Because of that huge news that we broke on this judge in that hearing yesterday with President Trump on the immunity claim. So if you missed the first hour of this show, you most definitely want to go back and listen to the first hour of this show and share it on all of your social media and your platforms that you're on and everything else, guys. I mean, and I'm not just, it's not just self-promotion, okay? I'm telling you. That story I broke today about that judge, Judge Pan, is being suppressed by the media, and we want to force people, embarrass them into reporting it. And you can do that by sharing this show today on whatever platforms you're on social media and everything else, okay? All right, it's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio. We even got the new rejoiner telling everybody that. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. My name's Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. God bless America. And, of course, God bless Donald Trump. See you tomorrow.
WSFS 104.3.
All right, guys, I got to run, but make sure you're subscribed and like the video before you go, all right? Take care. Thanks for watching, everyone.